Hello, welcome to Rainier Productions. My name is Ralph. I'm a network security engineer for a local state entity. I have about 5 years of experience in IT, ranging from a Fortune 200 enterprise, mid-level companies to local public government agencies. Today, I want to go over what I carry on a daily basis. Obviously, not everything that I usually carry, but I'll give you a good idea of the tools that I use. Keep in mind, this is really subjective, and your flavor may vary, just like anyone else. But yeah, I'm sorry it's been a while. I've been going through school, grabbed a couple of certs, and moved several jobs since the last video I've made, but I'm here, and let's pick right back up and run with it. So without further ado, let's get started with the biggest item, my bag. So shout out to my lady. This is a Peak Design travel backpack. It's a travel backpack, but it's one of the smaller offerings that they have. So I carry it every day. It's about 30 liters and it can expand to 33. It has a main compartment, holds a water bottle, great organization. It carries everything that I have. Most importantly, this is water resistant. So any of the really expensive tools that I have on me doesn't get wet. I live in a really rainy area, so that's a pretty big concern that I have. This has been a great bag. It looks great. It carries everything that I need to. So in my book, 10 out of 10. Next up is this bad boy right behind me. It's a 2021 HP EliteBook 850 G8. See, that's a mouthful, but it's a Core i7, 32 gigs of RAM. Honestly, it's a lot of horsepower, but I don't really need it since a lot of my production work for work, I use a jump server that sits behind the firewall. When I work from home, I just remote into my jump server and I do all of my work from there. But this thing has been great in terms of, doing research, documentation, joining meetings. I have to make videos for KBs, making documentations for either lower level IT or the direct end user. But above all, this thing is great. Next up is my Fluke Networks. This is an Intellitone, I believe. I know I'm a network security engineer, but a bulk of what I do is still configuring our physical networks. And for my network guys out there, you'd understand the importance of this tool. It's a lot of the ports that we have, typically if you jump into a job, aren't labeled. So when you do have to track a port down and to find out which port it is on the switch, and sometimes, a MAC address just doesn't do it on the CLI, this is your best friend. These things are pretty expensive. This was given to me by work, and honestly, I keep this thing on me every day. You just never know. Next up are these two things. It's an RJ45 and a dongle for my laptop, because as we grow and we get more modern, we lose more of our ports on our laptop. So for me to carry this RJ45 around, it's a Cat 5e, I have to carry this dongle with me. It's a USB-C to Ethernet, and honestly, it's I have to carry this on me because when you go to a port and you figure out, the VLANs, you figure out, and you have to troubleshoot whether the port is live. Lots of uses. I carry it with me everywhere I go, and yeah, really useful things. Next up, as a tech guy, I work in tech, but I also enjoy my fair share of technology. I carry my cell phone on me, which I'm filming on. Also, I carry an iPad. This tech pouch, it has a charger for both the iPad and the phone. I have an Anker battery bank in here. I have some headphones, AA batteries, CR123 batteries, and also a couple of dongles for USB-A, mini USB, and everything else, USB-C as well. So really handy, carry it with me every day. All right, so next up we have my toolkit. I know this isn't the one that's in the thumbnail, but I can't stress enough the importance of having a good toolkit on you. This is my personal one to have in my thumbnail, is the one that I have at work. But just having a good pair of screwdrivers or some hex drivers, it's just really useful. I know I don't really work at help desk anymore, but I can think of many occasions in my current position where this has come in really handy. So this is a cheap one I got from Fry's back in the day when they were still open. And in addition to that, I also carry a Leatherman on me. Having a pair of pliers, a small knife, and a scissor is really useful. And for the size of this thing, it offers a pretty big punch, and it's really useful. Again, I got this as a gift for Christmas a couple of years ago, and I carry it with me every day at work, and they're really useful. So this thing's great. I recommend one, but also the bulk of what I use this thing for is sometimes just opening snacks. Next up, not really a huge tech thing, but it's a flashlight. And if you've been in IT for a while, you know that a lot of the items that we work on aren't always in the best lit rooms. So the importance of a flashlight comes in handy, and I carry this with me every day. And not just for work, but also just on a day-to-day basis. You know, just I can't count how many times I've used this thing to look for my keys under my truck. So all in all, this thing stays with me every day, and it's probably one of my most valuable tools on me at all times. Next up, AirPods. So I use AirPods when I'm doing mundane work, when I listen to podcasts. So I also listen to music, but most of the time, sometimes when I'm in a busy cafe, I like to have these on me so I can focus a little bit more. But if you're interested in what I listen to Darknet Diaries. And for those of you who are interested in security, I really recommend Darknet Diaries. It's kind of like a true crime / like really technical podcast. So I really recommend it, and give it a try. Lastly, flash drive. Doesn't matter what brand, but I know, why don't you use OneDrive, use the cloud? But this thing always comes in handy. There are just some things that I'm old school, so I like to throw in here. I also have some pretty malicious things that I test and I sometimes use. We have a sandbox, so when I want to test and when I want to see how things behave, I throw it in this little bad boy. It's 32 gigs. I have one laying around that's 64, but this is the one I have in front of me. That's pretty much all I have today. It's not everything that I use. I have other things I'm probably forgetting, but yeah, that's the gist of what I carry with me every day as a network security engineer. In this channel, we go over educational things on how to succeed in the IT field, how to jump into cybersecurity. I also go over pathways you can take, and really I'm here to help you land the job of your dreams, and I want to help others become successful. And cybersecurity is a great field, and I really enjoy when people ask me about the field and what I do like and what I don't like, what would I do differently and all. And I go over those things in this channel. So if you like what you see, go ahead and subscribe. If you have any comments on how I can improve this channel going forward, please let me know down below, and I'm open to suggestions. And like I said, I'm here to help you, and I want to know what you think and how I can help you better. So subscribe, comment, let me know how I can do better, and hopefully I'll see you next time.